Okay, so this is going to be more of a Q&A quickie, really, where I'm not going to go into too much detail, nor get sidetracked. Okay, maybe just a little bit. I mean, it is the new Q&A style, right? In the last Q&A video, I strapped myself into a cart and went down a mountainside at around 40 kilometers an hour, and that was really thrilling. So I figured, you know what? Let's just go into a few caves and see how that turns out. Well, I did it, I have to say. And there's a cave there in this particular area that I went into called Fat Man's Misery. If you're overweight, you do not go into this cave because you'll not get out. I made it out. It was tight, scary. I got back to the lodge afterwards. I asked the lady, how many times has 911 been called? She said a few. No wonder. In any case, yeah. It was exciting and thrilling. And with that being said, let's get on with this Q&A video. So, firmware updates. If you're like me, I'm pretty OCD with them. I update pretty much any device that has firmware that's updatable on it. Bam, 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 TVs, digital SLRs, and printers. So, today we'll be looking at updating a Samsung printer. Let's get to it. Now, to state the obvious, let me tell you, I'm pretty much Mr. Obvious all around. But with that being said, updating firmware on any device, of course, is going to be important because it addresses issues with devices and keeps them up to date and functioning properly. Note that this firmware update guide is specifically for the Samsung M2885FW multifunction printer, but it can be used as a general outline for updating other Samsung printers. First, you'll need to download the firmware for your printer, and in this case, I'll go to Samsung's support page and search for the M2885FW. Next, download the latest firmware and uncompress it if required. Before continuing, please be aware that while the firmware is being updated, do not turn off the printer. With your printer already set up on your network, enter the IP address of the printer, and in the address bar of any browser, log in using the Samsung Sync Through web service. For the specific printer, the default ID is admin and the default password is SEC with 5 zeros. Click on the maintenance link, select firmware update, click on the update wizard, go to the firmware directory, select the firmware, and click on Open. This will start the firmware updating process. And by the way, this will take a while. After the update is complete, verify that the new firmware was installed. And that's it. We're done. Enjoy the printer. Now, I'm sure some of you are very curious about the picture of the suicide sign at the beginning of the video. Well, this is the story behind it. Indian folklore tells of a Huron maiden falling in love with a brave from another tribe. Jealous men of her tribe ambushed the brave and threw him over this cliff. Overcome with grief, the maid followed her lover. Okay, so that's a little bit of a morbid topic to stop this video on. With that being said, have a look at this beautiful, peaceful, tranquil, calming sky.